All right, I'm going to be incorporating a lot more band work or things with the bands as we move forward in the process, and I'm doing so for two reasons. So one, it's going to help people who have limited equipment find the right load. So we need enough work for the body to respond. If you take something like maybe a 10 or 15 pound dumbbell or kettlebell and you do your squats with that, it's probably not going to do a whole lot for you because we're not overloading, forcing the body to adapt. So what we can do is use combinations of the bands with your free weights or even bands with cables, things like that, so that we can increase the load to give you something where your body's actually going to get training value out of it. And then the second reason is we're going to be accelerating through our movement or through the range of motion. So when we look at sport, and let's just say running, we strike and then we are accelerating through the movement or through the motion as we go. Yet when we lift dead weights, we are actually decelerating as we go through the movement. So it doesn't mean we need to can all of one for the other. We're going to mix and match these things, but we do want to start to incorporate that so we have more of a carryover into your actual sport. So if I'm lifting, say, a hex bar deadlift, as I'm coming up, I'm always going to decelerate when I get to the top. Otherwise, if I'm accelerating, that weight's going to continue moving and then come back down. So when we use bands, and it's referred to as accommodating resistance. So it could be bands, sometimes you may see the chains that are being used. We're going to use bands just a lot easier to get our hands on and make use of. But with that, you are actually getting increased tension as you go through the stronger area of your range of motion. So again, back to the hex bar. I'm going to be strongest as I go through my range of motion. So with dead weight, that load never changes, the demand never changes. However, with the band and dead weight, as you move through that range, it's going to increase the resistance and you're going to have to work harder through your stronger range of motion. Now, it's always going to be form first, and then we get the load in there, and then we start working towards a little more speed or accelerating. What you don't want to do is make speed the number one goal and then sacrifice form, because doing something poorly quickly does not really help us in the long run. So I'm going to go through a separate video and show you some different options on how you can incorporate the band with different modalities that we use, kettlebells, dumbbells, things like that, so that you can get a more effective workout and we can move towards this better transfer of the work you're doing in the gym actually showing up in your swim bike run.